we don't do statements, except for the NCAA tournament when they make me.
As Jeff, I asked the young women about the just like come to Jesus moment. They said they kind of have one of those after every loss. But I guess what was different, or what do you feel like translated a little better after the loss to Middle Tennessee?
Well, it's just a learning process at this point in time. There wasn't a come to Jesus moment or anything like that. We're just playing basketball. We're not curing cancer or anything like that. So to say there's a come to Jesus meeting, I'm not sure. Well, I'd go to that extremes. We just talked about the things we have to do better. We've got to execute better at the offensive end. We've got to execute better at the defensive end. We've got to value the basketball. We have to understand time and score. All those things. And, we lost a lot of experience in last year's graduating class. Kiana Smith had been here for 3 years, redshirted, started at Cal, played in some big games. Then you've got Emily Inkster, Chelsea Hall. I mean, there's some pretty darn good players. And I think everybody just thought, it'd be simple. You've got Chrislyn Carr, you've got Morgan Jones, it'd just keep rolling. Well, sometimes you run into a few roadblocks. And as I said at the beginning of the year, our schedule was pretty damn hard. Even though I know you might not have thought it was, but if you really looked at who we played and who they were, you realize how hard it was. At Middle, at Belmont, there's maybe one or two schools in the country that do what we do. I mean, when Rick Insell, after the game, the first thing he says to me when we shake hands is, "Thank you." Because I'm one of the few Power 5 coaches that will go on the road and play at Middle, play at Belmont, play at UT Martin. Because I think it's important to grow our game, but at the same time, crap, we lost. It looks bad. So I can go and just do what everybody else does for the most part and get 8 guarantee games and be 7-1, 8-1, but it's not going to really show us what we have to work on. So it's just more of a reflection on ourselves. We shot very, very poorly at Middle. Missed a boatload of wide open shots. And you can't do that if you want to win at this level. So instead of just trying to score in transition, like we ended up with only 17 fast break points tonight. I think we could have had 30 or 40 if we had just kept pressing, kept running in transition. But we told him we're setting it up. We're running an offense. We're going to execute so we can get better. That's one of the things. You get the opportunity to play a game like this where we can work on ourselves, not just are you going to win the game. So I was proud of him because I thought we did some really good things at the offensive end. I thought we were very unselfish. I think we took really good shots, and we got each other shots. And that's what we're going to have to continue to do as the year goes on.
Coach, we did not see Norika or Casa tonight. Just things fine there.
Well, Casa went on the bench. I'm sure you saw that. Yeah. Well, no, I've said it. She had a concussion in our game against MTSU. So right now she's in our protocol with everything that she has to do, and you don't want him here at the game with all that. Reek was not feeling great. So I asked her, "Hey, you want to go?" And she said, "I'm just not feeling too well." Now it's not COVID or anything like that. God forbid we wouldn't have her on the bench, so we don't need to have that going around. Everybody thinking you're out here playing. Got kids on the bench. Her stomach was bothering her. She may have had some gas. I'm not sure. So she was just like, "No, I'm fine." So that's the reason there why. But she was great because she wasn't feeling great before the game. But I was like, it's not contagious, but in case something would happen and we need you to step up and shoot 2 free throws, or she's like, "I can do that." So I'm like, fine. But Reek's been doing a great job and working hard in practice, and we'll just wait to see how she progresses and how she feels.
You were kind of looking for the team to increase their toughness level a little bit and also to be a little more aggressive on the boards. Were you happy with what you saw tonight?
Well, I was happy with what I saw tonight, but we're going to have to wait and see if that carries over to Thursday's practice and Friday's practice and Saturday, and then our game at Kentucky. I mean, we'll be taking a step up, obviously, in competition. So now, can you do that when you take that step up? And that's going to be the challenge that we'll put forth in front of our team.
You get to take a look at different players for longer stretches in a game like this, just for, Josie, who gets out and plays those numbers of minutes and does what she does, and others that you were able to use tonight. What did you learn? Did you get anything useful from?
Well, I think for Josie, it gave her a chance to get some confidence. I challenged her there for a while. She'd catch the ball and almost wait for a double team to come. And I'm like, go to score. And then her last little hook shot, she's got a really nice hook, left or right-handed. And I'm like, just shoot the thing. And she did, and I was excited for her. And she's really been working hard on her three. And she shot that with a ton of confidence, which she makes them in practice. And I think that's something that she can really use as an asset for us to help spread the floor some. And then I thought Ziana Walker, I thought she played well again tonight. She can score the basketball, and that's what we need. We need someone else that can make shots. She took care of the ball better tonight, which, I'm not going to hold that against her at middle when she wasn't even expecting to play. And we had to put a blood jersey on her because she didn't even have her jersey. But I was proud of her, even in that game, to go out and go two for three from the field, not even expecting to be in the ball game. And there's a difference of back in the day when I played and I was actually dressed and I wasn't planning to redshirt. I just never played. And I might get in, and it's like, oh, hot damn, I'm getting in, I'll shoot. Where she didn't even have her jersey because we were planning to redshirt her. So she's just cheering, and all of a sudden, at the timeout, I said, you ready to play? She's like, sure. And went out and did great. So I was really pleased with her. I was excited. I thought Morgan played better tonight. And not just scoring, but she looked to get others open shots. And that's what she's got to do. She can't always look to just drive to score. She's going to draw 2 and 3 people because she is quick off the bounce. So she did a great job of finding people, which is only going to help her as she goes on throughout this season, because now they can't collapse on her because they know she'll find that she'll make that right pass. So yeah, I thought it was a good game all the way around for all of them. Wrist shot goes 2 or 3 from 3. And that's what she can do for us. She was 1 for 8 at middle on horse shots, as I like to say. She was open. She wasn't guarded. And I think that's just one of those games she had. It's not something that we'll see often.
When every year is different, and it hasn't been different around here because you've won every game almost for 6 years. This year you don't early, though Ohio State's one of the better teams in the country, and you play pretty good in the first half, and you get a big lead. You're not in a overhaul situation, but it is a little different. You have to, not that you don't work to win every game anyway, but there is a different level that you're having to deal with now, and just trying to keep their confidence up. And what's that been like for you as you've tried to?
Yeah, no, it's been a challenge. It's been a challenge for all of us. I mean, as we say at our house, life's easy when things are going great. But you really find out who you are and the people that you surround yourself with when you come into to challenges in life. I was out the other day, and one of our fans was just, what's wrong? Oh, my God, what's wrong with the team? What's wrong with the team? And I was trying to be nice, and I finally said, well, you're spoiled. That's what's wrong. You're spoiled. For not 98 straight weeks, we were in the top 10, which is a little over 5 seasons. And I told the gentleman very nicely, and I go, and I'm sure you were probably complaining when we lost one of those games. I go, so you're going to complain it doesn't matter what? I said, sometimes I promise you we are trying to win all of them. But every once in a while, things don't always go the way we had anticipated. Well, now this is one of those years right now, and we're 6-4. You'd think we were 4-6. And we're just going to continue to work, continue to grind, and see if we can't get this thing going the way we thought it would at the beginning of the year. But you're putting kids in situations that they've never been in before. Crystal and Carr, Morgan Jones, J- Josie, even Haley. It's like, okay, we don't have Key. There's not Chelsea. There's not Emily. So they're keying on her. But I thought tonight she did an unbelievable job of getting other shots. She had 6 assists. Very, very unselfish. So that's part of it. So am I panicked? No. I mean, I'm not going to. We know what we're doing here. It's like, I laugh and like, man, what's going on? I got to promise you, we're running the same stuff. Yeah, we're running the same stuff. We just aren't making the shots. We're not coming up with the stops. But I saw a lot of progress just yesterday in practice, today, the game tonight, and hopefully we'll continue to see it as we go throughout the season.
You were talking about making shots. I heard you say to Nick, you need makers, not shooters,
Yep.
before the pregame. How much of that is the 24 assists tonight? Is that extra pass, or have you been not doing that as much?
Well,
when you're missing shots.
Yes, we've sometimes been having to take tough shots, but you can go back through. We have had a lot of open shots. We've airballed threes, wide open ones, like just missing shots. It's, I tell people all the time, Kiana Smith was close to a 40% 3-point shooter, but she lived in the gym. See, it's not an accident. Haley, I know last year she started off tough, but she ended up close to about, I think, 36, 37% from the 3-point line. It's because they live in the gym. If you don't love it, this is not the level you want to play at. This is not the program you want to play at. Because the expectations here are not the same at a lot of other programs. The expectation of just making the NCAA tournament and maybe getting to a second round, Sweet 16, I don't think that's the expectations here. I know it's not. But if that's all you're willing to put in, then it's not a great combination to have the success that we're trying to have. So we're looking to find those players that really are going to commit to getting in the gym. And it's not easy. It's not easy. But you can still do that and have a college life if you can balance your time and manage it.
Just some early thoughts on Kentucky coming up here.
I haven't looked at anybody. I haven't looked at Kentucky. I don't look one day past the team we're playing. We are not in that spot yet where we can sit there. We never have been here. We always stay focused on what we've got. I know they've got a nice team. They've got great, really good guard play. So I'll start watching that first thing in the morning.
You mentioned the work that Haley puts in. How nice is that for you as a coach to see her become one of a handful of women's basketball players to reach 1,000 points?
No, it's fantastic. I mean, and she has done it at a very proficient pace. She's really, she puts the time in. It's not an accident. It's what I tell them all. It's good things happen to those that are willing to work. Luck, it's you don't just sit at home going, I hope I become a good shooter. Hope's not a very good strategy for success. And she's put the work in. She puts the work in every single day. She's done it her entire life. That's the hard part for a lot of players is like you come in here and you're like, well, I shoot as much as Haley does. I shoot as much as Asia Dur does. And I'm like, well, yeah, you might now, but for the last 10 years, what did you do? Because that's how long these kids have been in the gym working on their game. And that's what Haley's done. She's just built it up over time, and the kid's a warrior. She hates to lose. She loves to compete. And, this does not surprise me tonight just because of the drive that she has.
Then I guess with those rivalry games in the past, how would you just say that those battles with Kentucky have gone, and what makes this rivalry special?
Well, it's Kentucky-Louisville. I mean, it's all of our sports. It doesn't matter what sports you're in. It doesn't matter if we had a chess team playing each other. It's everybody wants to win. It's always been great games. I mean, both teams have swung. I think we may have won the first two. Then I think they won like 5 in a row, and then or won 5, we won 1, something, I don't know. Now we've won 3 or 4 in a row or 5 in a row. And, like, you just throw all that out because it's all you got to come to play because it's going to be a game. it's going to be a great a basketball game. I was a little surprised that we actually stayed in the top 25 in the coaches poll, but you go back all 16 years. We missed 1 year because of COVID. I think one of us has been ranked every year this game has been played, and both of us, I think, have been ranked. And see, this should be something you have in your game notes. Have been ranked at least 7 or 8 times. And to have 2 caliber and quality basketball teams in our state as we have that are 60 miles apart speaks volumes for women's basketball in the state. Kyra's done a wonderful job there. Matthew, we had battles. We had some great games. And we miss him not being on the sidelines. But it's going to be a lot of fun on Sunday. Anything else? Thank you all. I appreciate you.